Hello there, people of the internet. I am here unboxing some stuff that was sent to me from you guys. If you feel like sending me something, have a look at my email address, shoot me an email, and we'll see if we can work something out. So first off, I want to go ahead and show this off. This right here is a big box of all sorts of different goodies that was sent to me by one of you guys. And I got a little note. It says, Sean, I don't know who you think you are, but from the bottom of my heart, I think you need to go to hell. Wait a second, this is the wrong note. We are looking for this note right here. It says, Sean, enjoy responsibly. I won't be offended if you discard the rusted shell. I have not found a rusted shell yet, but I also have not looked through this yet. Odds are I will not discard it. I'd probably just break it down for components. It will be used. I can basically guarantee that. The Spirit is my favorite amongst the cheap ones. Signed NYHAP. I believe that is the New York half-ass prepper. He sent me stuff before. Let's go ahead and have a look inside of this box, and we will see what we got going on. Now, I've already taken the packaging out of this box, and I can already basically see what's inside of this thing. So, first things first, I'm going to grab these right here. This is some shotgun shells. Can't go wrong with them. I make a ton of different shotgun videos on this YouTube channel, and for the most part, I use 12 gauge. It's just the cheapest and easiest to get my hands on. I see some slugs, I see birdshot, I see a couple rounds of buckshot in there. This right here will absolutely be fun. This slug right here, this old slug right here, this looks like a paper shell. We'll go ahead and break that out, and we'll look at it here in a little bit. Up next, we got more shotgun shells. You guessed it. I'm assuming that this one right here is probably the really rusted one. I would not trust that in a shotgun. However, I will absolutely open this up and get the components inside and use those components to reload a different shotgun shell. We got buckshot, we got more birdshot. It looks like we got ourselves a 28 gauge in there. That's awesome. I got a 28 gauge Remington rolling block that I've shown off on the channel a couple of times now. So that right there will absolutely come in handy. Up next, I see this right here. This is 8mm Mauser, I'm assuming. Yep, looks like 8mm Mauser. This is 1952 on it. That's German print. I'll go through these and I'll figure out what types of 8mm Mauser these are. They look like just surplus. I see Yugoslavian stuff. I believe that's more Yugoslavian stuff. I see some German stuff. I think that's a Czechoslovakian round right there. Either way, they're all 198 grain. I'm willing to bet there might be a 174 grain in there somewhere, but I'll go ahead and I'll explore with those a little bit more later. Up next, I recognize these. These are absolutely 7.62 by 54 rimmed surplus rounds on stripper clips. These right here are the steel core rounds. You can tell from these silver tips. These are corrosive, so you do want to make sure that you clean your rifle after firing this stuff. It took me a long time to figure out how to appropriately clean a rifle, and I've got a Mosin at home that's got like 40,000+ rounds of 54 rimmed through it. All surplus ammo, and the bore is completely gone on that old gun. Alright, let's see what else we have here. We got ourselves some 303 British on stripper clips. That is awesome, because I actually have some future 303 British content coming up, and this right here is going to really do me well whenever it comes to making that content. This right here looks like surplus stuff, 78, I think that's what that says, 73. So I'm willing to bet that this right here is probably going to be corrosive, and I'm not sure if it's going to be reloadable. We'll have to look into that. This right here looks like commercial stuff. It is soft point rounds. And no, these are soft point rounds loaded onto, that looks like surplus brass. So I will go ahead and I'll look at this stuff, because if that is a hand load, I just want to make sure that everything checks out before I go pulling the trigger. So this right here is the 303 British stuff, and oh boy, actually I'm really happy that I got my hands on some of that. The issue with the 303 British rifles, the ammunition is expensive and the rifles are extremely fast. I burned through it so fast. Alright, up next, what do we have here? I have no idea what this is. It's on a Mosin Nagant stripper clip, but that does not look like 7.62 by 54 rimmed. Let's have a look here, line those up. Nah, maybe it is. Maybe this is just nickel-plated 7.62 by 54 rimmed. I'm going to have to do some research on these, because this right here might just be a really early version of the cartridge. This is definitely surplus ammo. I see a chamfer right here. No head stamps. I just see, it looks like 75 and a T. This right here might be an early version of the cartridge. I've never seen surplus 762 by 54 rimmed that has these nickel coatings on them. This also looks like a really old stripper clip too. So, not sure about this one right here. I'm fairly positive it's 54 rimmed, but like I said, I've never seen ones in this configuration unless it's a hand load or something. Let's have a look at what else we got here. We got some CCI 22 long rifle. That is awesome because I've been making some 22 long rifle content lately, and I simply don't have all that much 22 long rifle, especially for the amount of content I want to make. We got CCI, and it looks like we got MagTech as well. Both standard velocity 40 grain projectiles, so about 1,200 or so feet per second. We got ourselves, what are you? Oh my goodness. We got some PPU commercial 735 Carcano brass, and that is actually reloadable brass. That is awesome. These are soft point rounds. I'll have to get in there and make sure that these are not hand loads. If they are hand loads, then I'll just have to check them to make sure that they're not going to give me any issues. But judging by how the projectiles look and how they're properly seated and whatnot, and just how the primers look, I'd say that this is probably commercial ammo. If it's not, then whoever reloaded these did a really good job. Okay, up next I see some... Well, this doesn't tell me anything. This just says 30 carb. So 30 caliber carbine, 50 rounds. We have... It looks like Twin Ports BLD.co, Twin Ports Building. I got no idea. Never heard of it. Let's have a look at what we got going on inside of this thing. Open her up somehow. Let's see if I can get in here without tearing the package. There we go. All right. This right here is very typical of surplus ammo, so I'm willing to bet that this right here is probably some kind of surplus. It says 30 car B plus P. I'm not sure what that is, but 30 caliber carbine ammo. It looks like just standard full metal jackets. That is really cool to have, and I've never seen a box like this. I'll have to do some research and see what I come up with for that. This right here, genuine 9mm NATO. This right here is military spec stuff, 124 grain projectiles. It should be traveling at about 1,200 or so feet per second. I'd love to test this with some of the commercial 9mm NATO ammo that's out there on the market. This is genuine military surplus stuff. I imagine they're going to be extremely similar. This particular stuff looks like it was made in 1987. So got some years on it, but I'm still willing to bet that it's probably going to go off just fine. So M882 9mm ball NATO, fantastic, by the Olin Corporation. Wonderful. We'll set that right there. That's a good little spot for it. Up next, we have ourselves, what are you? This just looks like a couple of rounds of 7.62 NATO on some stripper clips. Let's take this off and have a look. It says FNM 45-61 7.62 by 51. So yes, 7.62 NATO ammunition on stripper clips. I got 1, 2 of those, and they do look like they are original rounds and not hand loads. They also came on a couple of stripper clips, so that is pretty cool. I think I got this right here. This is something that is very special. Do you guys know what this right here is? I have a couple of old Steyr straight pull rifles, and this right here is a version of the round that was before the 8x50 cartridge. This is an 11mm round, and this right here is going to make an interesting video in and of itself. The reason that they're so big is because these rounds are actually from way back before smokeless powder was even a thing. These right here are old school black powder rounds. Now, these right here do look like they are original too. I'm willing to bet that they probably still go off. You might have to strike the primer a couple of times, but I'm willing to bet that right there would still fire. That's incredible. What an incredible find. This is something that I am absolutely going to cherish in the collection for quite some time. I love old cartridges like this. That is phenomenal. It even came on a clip. That is wonderful. That clip looks original too. All right, well, that looks like everything that I've got from this particular package. I did get this right here from a different viewer that also sent something in. This right here looks like a 3-round Berthier clip for 8mm Lebel. So that's kind of some spoilers for some upcoming content that we might have on the channel. But yeah, I know I was talking to the guy and we brought this up, and I guess he decided to go ahead and send me one. At least I'm assuming that's what this is. I haven't seen any other Monlicker style clips that look like this. It's definitely not a Steyr clip, which is this one right here. I've got a couple of those right there. Don't have any of these. I'm pretty sure that this right here is for a Berthier, one of those 3-round ones. So thank you very much for sending me that, and I guarantee it will not go to waste. So this right here is the boxing of what I currently have. So I don't have anything else for the video. I'm just going to go ahead and do the outro. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day, and I will see you guys on the next episode.
Since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. The poor man's Garen. Shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.